Everyone in that room had already been appointed as part of the Student Representative Council body, except me. The Student Representative Council panel kept quiet, causing an awkward, nerve-wracking silence for a while before they looked at me and said, Mosa, Ramopedi, you are the 2014-2015 Student Representative Council President, Head Girl of Gaborone Senior Secondary School. Me, I couldn't make sense out of it. I couldn't believe it. The village girl, the invisible girl, the not so good looking girl. I couldn't believe it. And it was moments like this I'd wished my mother was there to witness the mark of greatness that I was becoming. But you see, I had my grandmother to tell. I was coming in to the city Gaborone, Botswana, for school from the village every morning. My home village, Ramotso. So I couldn't wait for school to end so I could go home and tell my grandmother. And honestly, you see, when I went into this campaigning, I wasn't really into this leadership thing and stuff like that. All I wanted was food to eat. Because I'd realized students in leadership eat more than the rest of the students. And therefore, I needed to campaign. Little did I know there is more to it than just food. That was me, so excited, you see, because you know what this meant? This meant that amongst all the candidates, I was the one that convinced them to be an example to be set for the rest of the student body. I was that one candidate, that one candidate that showed responsibility and skills of leadership. I was so excited. I ran to the bus rank after school, got into the bus, didn't even want to sit down. I was looking outside the whole time. Usually when I get in the bus, I'm exhausted and sleepy. I sleep until I get home. But today, honey, I was up and about, looking all outside, counting the trees. I couldn't wait to arrive to tell Mama what I had accomplished today. So I arrived in Ramotso. And when I got there, I ran home, and as I'm approaching the gate, I see a lot of people. The yard is packed. I'm confused, but there is no music. Besides, we never had a party at home. We never had any party. And so I go inside the yard and I greet the people that are there. I greet them and I go. I'm looking all over and trying to spot my grandmother, but I can't see her. So I go inside the house. I change my uniform. I get out of the house, still search of grandmother, and I can't see her. I'm curious, but I can't ask any stranger here. I don't even know a single person. And from nowhere, grandmother says, Mosa, come and help me, my daughter. I go up to her. I'm wondering what it is she wants me to help her with. So I go where she's calling from, and I realize that is where we usually make fire for cooking and making water. And when I get there, she says, take that jug, measure traditional beer for these people. You'll be selling for the rest of the evening. My heart sank. All the walls of excitement and the energy that I had that I wanted to tell my grandmother about me, you know what? It all crumbled down. I couldn't tell her. I started selling. Personally, I don't like alcohol. I was growing up this young lady who was trying to hold a certain stature and principle. Hence why I was chosen as the head girl. I would give my friends advices on alcohol, not to drink alcohol, like I literally despised it. Not because of any particular reason, but just personal belief. I started selling. With a low mood, I was selling. And as you know, there's people that take alcohol excessively. They would come up to me and say, this Zella might just make this alcohol make us sick. She's all miserable. I had to pretend. We needed the money. We needed the money to survive. I was in the head girl ship because I needed to eat and cover up so I get home and sleep, since there was not enough food. We needed the money. I knew so much how much we need the money. And so I pulled a face. I'm not miserable. And I kept on pouring the beer for them. The traditional beer for them. This went on for days. But at some point, when immediately I arrived from school, my grandmother would tell me to help her out straight away without changing my uniform because it was way too busy. Business was busy. And I had to help her. And one time I spilled on my uniform, the one uniform that I had. And I look around, there is no soap at home. And it's late. So early in the morning, I put on this uniform and I head to school. Head girls known for spontaneity. I arrive at school and I walk past the headmaster. I greet him. He calls me and says, my daughter, your dress. But in any case, I can't be focusing on that because you need to be ready. You need to be ready. We are having visitors. We're having guests that are coming here. And you're going to have to give a speech. And you're going to have to give them a message. A peculiar message. Whatever message you have. I trust you. I had earned that much of a trust from the elders. From the teachers. And he says, there's no time. I could be asking you to go to the guidance department or somewhere to wash it and get ready. But there's no time. They're arriving right now. You need to get ready. Fix your speech. And so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say to these people and so not presentable with a dress that has traditional beer spilt on it. And I compose myself. I try to compose myself and I'm called quickly. They say, it's about time, Mosa, you are wanted. And I run. And I get there. I say, okay, yes, you are the one who's opening with that speech because we consider you to be the owner of this area. So welcome them. And I go upstage and I look at these people that are dignitaries. And so for a minute I stuck and I say, girl, collect yourself. I look at them and I say, good morning to you all. They don't respond. And I changed my face. I said, what do you sport in me? They don't respond. I asked the second time I asked them, what do you sport in me? One from the back says, your dress is dirty, dear. And I say, that is because I spilled traditional beer on my dress. I spilled traditional beer on my dress. I'm doing this with a smile on my face like it's a speech that has been prepared. I spilled traditional beer on my dress because I sell traditional beer so that my family and I can have some money coming in and I can be able to come to school like this. Today I'm able to stand before you and speak to you because last night I sold traditional beer and this is what happened. Had it not been for this, I wouldn't be standing before you. That was your girl, the girl, hearing the speech. And everybody was looking at me like, okay, I love this. You know, I could see it in their eyes. And then I said to them, it is your story. In closing, It is your story. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your story, your true story, that will tell who you really are. And it's your story that you can truly identify as. Thank you. After that, I want myself a lifetime mentorship.